Most startups fail, but here's how to cheat the odds. Depending on which research you believe, somewhere between 80 and 90% of new businesses shut down within 5 years. For every shiny new app, coffee brand, or AI-powered cat toy that launches, there's a whole graveyard of forgotten ideas, empty bank accounts, and business cards that now double as coasters. A small minority survive, and a very small number thrive. The gap between the winners and the rest is almost always about avoiding predictable traps. Looking at the patterns of failure and success, some lessons are so consistent they might as well be carved in stone, or at least in the fine print of a pitch deck. One of the biggest killers: building something nobody actually wants. Entrepreneurs fall in love with their own ideas the way teenagers fall in love with pop stars. Completely convinced the world feels the same way. Take Juicero, for example. Over $120 million went into creating a $400 Wi-Fi connected juicer that squeezed proprietary juice packs. Then the internet discovered you could squeeze the packs with your hands. No expensive gadget required. Investors weren't thrilled. Another common cause of death: running out of money. Not just from not raising enough, but from spending it like there's a prize for fastest burn rate. Webvan in the late 1990s tried to be the Amazon of groceries before people trusted online grocery shopping. They spent over $1 billion on warehouses and delivery trucks before proving they could deliver profitably. The result? Let's just say those warehouses had a lot of echo. Timing can be equally brutal. Launch too early and customers don't yet understand why they need the product. Launch too late and competitors are already hosting the after-party. Many virtual reality startups in the early 2010s were visionary, but ended up spending years educating a market that wasn't ready to buy, essentially paying to prepare customers for the companies that came later. Then there's the quiet killer: team dysfunction. Misaligned visions, clashing personalities, or skill gaps can slow everything to a crawl. Investors can smell founder drama from a mile away, and nothing makes them move faster in the opposite direction. And sometimes, everything looks good on paper, but the business can't get noticed. Quibi, a short-form streaming service that raised nearly $2 billion, launched during a pandemic when its target audience, commuters, was suddenly stuck at home. Without the ability to share content on social media, the platform struggled to generate buzz and quickly disappeared from the spotlight. So how can a founder actually beat the odds? Decades of consulting experience and thousands of post-mortems have boiled it down to several key principles. Think of these as the difference between being a headline on TechCrunch for your Series B or being a cautionary tale in someone else's pitch deck. 1. Validate before scaling. The gold standard for proving an idea works isn't a thumbs up from friends or family. It's strangers willingly handing over their money. Pre-sales, paid betas, crowdfunding campaigns that actually collect cash. These are all signals that there's real demand. Consider how Dropbox started. Before writing a single line of code for its full platform, the founders made a short demo video explaining the product. That video generated so many signups, it proved there was genuine demand before they built anything. On the flip side, there's Color Labs, a photo-sharing app that raised $41 million before launch, only to find out almost no one wanted to use it. Their validation process could have been summed up as, "Our investors think it's great. The customers disagreed." 2. Treat cash as oxygen. In startup land, runway means the number of months the company can survive before running out of money. Healthy startups track this obsessively. The moment runway drops below 9 months, it's time to either raise capital or trim spending. Ideally before ordering the $20,000 Office espresso machine. Take MailChimp. It grew into a $12 billion company without ever raising outside capital, largely because the founders were obsessive about profitability and cash flow. Contrast that with Fab.com, which raised over $300 million, scaled too fast, and went from a $1 billion valuation to a bargain sale in under 2 years. 3. Master timing by watching the horizon. Success isn't just about having a great idea, it's about launching it when customers are ready and competitors aren't swarming. That requires constant scanning for regulatory changes, tech shifts, and cultural trends. Netflix is a classic example. It started with DVD by mail, but shifted to streaming before the market demanded it, positioning itself to ride the wave when broadband speeds made it practical. Compare that to Blockbuster, which waited until customers had already left the building and took the late fees with them. 4. Build a complementary team. A startup's leadership team needs different strengths: vision, sales, operations, and finance. 5 brilliant engineers with no one to sell the product is just a really expensive hobby. Apple in its early days had Steve Jobs driving vision and marketing, Steve Wozniak as the technical genius, and a supporting cast that could execute at scale. In contrast, Friendster, a pioneer of social networking, had strong engineering but struggled with leadership turnover and product execution, opening the door for MySpace and later Facebook to eat its lunch. 5. Prioritize distribution as much as product. A great product that no one knows about is a great product that's going to die quietly. Distribution strategy should be planned before launch, not after the first sales slump. Tesla didn't just build electric cars, they built a fan base through direct sales, referral programs, and Elon Musk's social media megaphone. On the other hand, the Segway had massive hype, but no real plan for how to get into customers' hands beyond hope police departments buy them. 6. Focus on survival metrics. Metrics aren't just for board meetings, they're the dashboard for steering the company. The most important include customer acquisition cost, CAC, lifetime value, LTV, churn rate, and gross margin. Amazon's early growth was fueled by obsessively tracking customer acquisition and retention. They understood that slightly higher lifetime value meant they could spend more to acquire customers, outbidding competitors. Compare that to MoviePass, which charged $9.95 for unlimited movies without checking the math on churn and usage. Turns out, people like movies a lot when they're almost free. 7. Have pivot plans ready. Market realities can change overnight. Competitors slash prices, suppliers vanish, or technology makes a product obsolete. The companies that survive already have contingency plans before these happen. Slack famously started as a gaming company. When the game didn't take off, the team pivoted to the internal chat tool they'd built for themselves, and that pivot became a multi-billion-dollar business. BlackBerry, on the other hand, had no effective pivot plan when the iPhone arrived. It stuck to physical keyboards until customers stopped caring. 8. Study other people's failures. There's no cheaper MBA than learning from someone else's catastrophe. The founders of Airbnb studied Craigslist rentals and couch-surfing communities to understand what worked and what didn't before refining their model. Plenty of other peer-to-peer housing startups skipped this step, made the same old mistakes, and quietly disappeared. While most startups fail, those that survive tend to do the same things right. They solve a real urgent problem, prove demand with actual payments before scaling, spend like they're allergic to waste, read the market like meteorologists, build balanced, drama-free teams, design distribution into the DNA of the business, monitor the right metrics, and pivot before the world forces them to. This is why your business idea might flop isn't fear-mongering. It's an invitation to prepare, because luck might play a role, but preparation is the one part entirely under a founder's control. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more quality content like this one.